This is the video for section 4.2. We're going to fold it in towards the center. 4.2. And what we're doing today is writing equations of lines. We know how to write them from a graph, but this one is from given information. For example, when given a slope and an ordered pair, you substitute the slope and you substitute the ordered pair values of x in the x and the value of y in the y. To then solve for b and then rewrite the equation. So we're going to do that first. The instructions will be write the equation of the line that passes through the given slope and the points that go through those given points. And so we have the equation y is equal to mx plus b. We're going to write it a couple of times just to make sure that you're okay, but after a while we won't keep writing it. This is an x value and this is a y value. So for our equation y is equal to mx plus b, we're going to substitute in the y for its y value, which is 1. That equals, and then we have to write the m, which is 4, so we're going to substitute in that 4 for the m. To make it easier to understand, we're also going to substitute the x, which is being multiplied. So I'm going to put it in parentheses so we remember to multiply it. And the x value was 3. And I'm looking for a b. From here, we do order of the steps to solve an equation. That means 4 times 3 first. So I have 1 is equal to 12 plus b. And I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides to solve for b. 1 minus 12 is negative 11 is equal to b. So we did all of that work to write the equation of the line. So we still need to write it in y is equal to mx plus b, which is called the slope-intercept form, in slope-intercept form. So our answer really is y is equal to, we're going to substitute in the slope again for x. And our intercept was a negative 11. Now it's in slope-intercept form, so we substituted only the slope and the intercept to this equation. Let's try it again. We have the formula y is equal to mx plus b. And we're substituting in the values. This is an x value, and this is a y value. So we're going to start with 1 equals, because that's your y value. Now we're going to substitute in the m, which is a 3. We're going to put it in parentheses because we got to multiply these two together with your x value. And then you just rewrite plus b. We're going to solve for b now. I like you to draw a line and keep it neat and organized. 3 times 0 is 0. Still plus b and 1. You could subtract 0 from both sides, but we just know that we don't need to write it. So 1 is equal to b. Okay, so we're not finished. We solved for the b to get it in slope-intercept form. That means our final answer is y is equal to 3, because that's our slope. We have to write the x because it's being multiplied to it. And then since this became a positive one, we have to write plus 1. And that's your final answer. This is what you're going to be graded on. I don't think that we need to write y is equal to mx plus b anymore. So we can just substitute in the values. This is an x value. This is a y value. And slope-intercept form says y is equal to m x. And then we have to write plus b. We're going to draw the line, keep things neat and organized. 5 is equal to negative 2 plus b, because negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. We're going to add 2 to both sides. 7 is equal to b. But I'm not finished. We have to write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So y is equal to the slope, negative 2. Don't forget the x because it has to be multiplied to the slope. And then since this became a 7, a positive 7, we have to write plus 7. And that is the answer I'm looking for. This is your x value. This is your y value. Y is equal to mx plus b. We solve for the b. 2 is equal to negative 2 plus b. Plus 2 to both sides. 4 is equal to b. But that's not our final answer. We have to write it in slope-intercept form. Y is equal to m, which is a negative 1, x. And then since this is a positive 4, we have to write plus 4. I want you to remember that this equation is the same thing as y is equal to negative x plus 4. And this would be the most correct answer because it was the most simplified. All right, next. This is the x value. This is the y value. Y is equal to m x, and then we write plus b. Seven is equal to negative 2 plus b, plus 2 to both sides. 9 is equal to b. Then you write the equation of the line. Y is equal to 1x plus 9, which is the same thing as y is equal to x plus 9. And we should be okay with this and find it interchangeable, that's our final answer. Okay, the last one in this section, this is your x, this is your y. We should be comfortable with substituting zeros into our equation. We have y, which is negative 3, equals m, which is 0, times 4, because it's our x value, plus b. Draw the line to solve for b. Negative 3 is equal to 0 plus b. We don't need to write it, so negative 3 is equal to b. Our answer then is in slope-intercept form. Y is equal to 0x. And since it was minus 3, negative 3, we write minus 3. But we are supposed to write a simplified equation, which gives you y is equal to negative 3. Because that's just 0, so we don't need to write it. Okay, on the other side, it says when you're given two ordered pairs, step 1 is calculate the slope. I'm going to remind you that it was y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Once you have calculated this step, you take the slope with either order pair to solve for b to write your equation. So most students, what they do is select the one that they consider easier. I'm always just going to select the first one. just to stay consistent. So I'm going to take always that first ordered pair, just so you can figure out a pattern. But you can choose either point. So let's take a look. The instructions will be write the equation of the line that goes through the given points. And so we have to find slope first. Remember, this is x1 and this is y1 because it's the first point. x2 and y2. So slope, that's m, is equal to 1 minus -4 divided by 3 minus 2. 1 minus -4 is 5. 3 minus 2 is 1, making our slope 5. Now that we have slope, we have the same thing we have going on this side. So we need to write it in y is equal to mx plus b, which is slope-intercept form. Like I told you, I'm going to use the first one. So this is my first y, -4, is equal to the m that we solved for, 5, times our x value, our first one, which is 2. And then we're going to write plus b. -4 is equal to 10, because 5 times 2 is 10, plus b. Now we're going to subtract 10 to both sides. -14 is equal to b. But your final answer is y is equal to 5x minus 14. Because we have to put those two pieces together. So this was our x1, y1, x2, y2. Then slope will be 5 minus -1. 1 minus -1. 5 minus -1 is a 6. 1 minus a -1 is a 2, making your slope 3. We're going to substitute in the values for y is equal to mx plus b. Your first y was -1. Your slope that you solved for was 3 times your first x, which is -1, plus b. -1 is equal to -3 plus b. Add 3 to both sides. 2 is equal to b. Now that you have the two pieces, we can write it in slope-intercept form. This is your slope, so we're going to write y is equal to 3x. Since this became a positive 2, we're going to put plus 2 as our final answer. And then the last one for this section, x1, y1, x2, y2. So we have 7 minus, m equals 7 minus -3. -1 minus 4. That's going to give you 10, -5. -2 is your slope. We're going to substitute in the values. -3 is equal to the slope times the x value, and we're looking for plus b. Draw the line. -3 is equal to -8 plus b. Add 8 to both sides. 5 is equal to b. Now we can write it in slope-intercept form. That's why we found the slope and found the y-intercept, to making your final answer y is equal to -2x plus 5.